From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, July 25th, 2017. Silver's trading at $16.39 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,253 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 4.6 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $2,585. Antiwar.com reports U.S. missile defense tests have a checkered history, as despite giving the interceptor full data on the size and trajectory and often firing both from the same vessel, sometimes they just aren't able to blow up the dummy target. Last month's failure by the U.S. Navy in the SM-3 Block IIA test was a particularly embarrassing failure, with the USS John Paul Jones firing both test missiles and the interceptor and not managing to get the two to meet in the air. Officials are now blaming this on a single unnamed sailor. Officials have said from the start the interceptor was tracking the target successfully. They now say the sailor pressed the wrong button and the interceptor identified the test target as friendly, self-destructing before it could collide. That's probably a problem they wouldn't have in a real-life situation where they would not have all the trajectory and other information on the target in the first place. At the same time, not having all of that information would make any shoot-down wildly more difficult than the test, raising serious doubts about the system's practical value. When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more. UPI reports health officials in Virginia on Monday said Norovirus likely caused an outbreak of illness earlier in the month at a Chipotle Mexican grill. The Loudoun County Health Department said more than 135 people became ill after eating at the restaurant in Sterling from July 13th through July 16th. Dr. David Goodfriend, director of the department, said 2 ill patrons have tested positive for the same strain of norovirus. Based on symptoms reported in these preliminary laboratory results, the cause of the outbreak is believed to be norovirus. The health department is not aware of any customers becoming ill since the reopening of the facility last Wednesday. Customers reported symptoms of stomach pain, dehydration, and nausea after eating at the Chipotle in Sterling, Virginia. Norovirus, also known as the winter vomiting bug, often occurs after a restaurant employee fails to properly wash their hands after using a restroom. Chipotle has dealt with norovirus issues in the past, notably when nearly 120 Boston College students fell sick after an outbreak at a restaurant near campus in 2016. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports Martin Shkreli, the pharmaceutical entrepreneur vilified as the Pharma bro for raising the price of a life-saving drug by 5,000%, said on Monday in federal court that he would not testify in his security fraud trial. Shkreli's statement to U.S. District Judge Kiyo Matsumoto came after jurors had been dismissed for the day in the middle of the testimony from the U.S. prosecutor's last witness in the case, an FBI agent investigating Shkreli. Prosecutors could rest their case as early as Tuesday, and closing arguments could come by the end of the week. Shkreli outraged patients and U.S. lawmakers by raising the price of the anti-infection drug Daraprim to $750 a pill from $13.50 a pill in 2015 when he was CEO of Turing Pharmaceuticals. The charges he now faces are not related to Turing, but rather they focus on Shkreli's management of his previous drug company, Retrofin Incorporated, and of hedge funds MSMB Capital and MSMB Healthcare between 2009 and 2014. Prosecutors have said Shkreli lied about MSMB's finances to lure investors and concealed devastating trading losses from them. They said he paid investors back with money and shares misappropriated from Retrofin, which he founded in 2011, using sham settlement and consulting agreements. Shkreli has pled not guilty to security fraud and conspiracy charges. On July 5th, U.S. District Judge Matsumoto ordered Shkreli not to talk about his case in or around the courthouse after he held an impromptu news conference days earlier. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.